What is going on, guys? Joey Franzo here. Flex Training Systems. I just figured out how to use my webcam on my PC, but the lighting in my room is trash. So I'm gonna hold off on that. If I figure out the lighting situation, I may do future videos as a talking head rather than a mysterious voice behind some images. Um, but thank you guys for bearing with me. In the meantime, I think most of you guys are here for the raw information anyway, rather than my outrageous, insane, just totally over the top personality. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Today, we are going to talk about, um, something that came to me just looking at, uh, you know, it was actually one of my own lifters. They posted something and they said something in the caption, and I thought to myself, you know, this goes back to that whole idea of being a victim of circumstance and blaming kind of your scenario or situation for your lack of progress, or just not being where you want to be. You just blame other things around you. um, and I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about how, by doing this, it can create problems that don't actually exist. If you Let's just create a scenario, right? Let's say, um, everybody has the newest shoe, or everybody has the best belt, or everybody has the best training equipment, and you don't have that. So you see these things, and you go into the gym, and let's say it's hot, or your hands are sweaty, so your chalk's not helping as much, or whatever, and you start training and you have a bad set. Not You came in, you screwed up, and came into the session with an expectation, right? You thought that, oh, I'm gonna hit this number or whatever, which is already, you're already fucked up there. You want to come in and take what you have, right? Unless your coach tells you you're supposed to be strong, or you're supposed to be strong that day because you took a deload for a little bit or whatever. You go in, you're not having the day that you want, and you say, man, instead of just saying, wow, I don't have it today, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I just don't have it today. I'm not strong enough to hit this expectation. Or, maybe I set this number in my head that really was never there in reality. There's nothing in my training that indicated that I could do that. I just kind of just made up this number that I thought I could do, and there's no, you, in reality, you had no shot, right? So now you're disappointed in yourself. And instead of, looking at the things that you control, you start to look at things you don't control, and you start to blame those things for why you aren't where you want to be, or your lack of doing that. For some people that have an ego, that's a really hard pill to swallow. One thing I've learned, just coaching over the last 6 years, is you need, like, all I do is hold the mirror up in front of people and tell them, look, this is you, right? And this is what you're doing, and this is where you need to accept that this is you, and these are the things that we need to change if we want to get to where you want to go. 98.75% of the time, people are going to be on board. Obviously, they wouldn't have come to me in the first place if they weren't ready to take their shit to the next level. And we're good. Everything's good. I give them the advice. They make the change. We work on it. I understand. I'm very patient with my people. I know that it takes time. I'm going to bear with someone as long as I need to get it right. But if you do not accept where you're at, if you do not accept your reality, if you do not accept your, just your circumstance, right? What you can control, then there's no way for you. You literally cannot improve. So when we blame other things like, oh, I don't have the best bench, or I don't have the best plates, or I don't have the best bar, there are reasons to have those things for safety, or the best shoes, or the best belt, whatever. Like, you can create this sort of like mental barrier that will prevent you from progressing, simply because you believe that your reason for not progressing is, other factors that you don't control. Like, subconsciously, the things that you do around you are going to begin to, like, revolve around, like, oh, well, I'm not going to pay attention to my nutrition because, I don't have the right stuff to train on, so there's no point. When in reality, you should be looking at everything you can control, even more if you know you have suboptimal gear. For example, if I'm traveling and I have to go to a 24 and I'm on a horrible bar, I'm going to take that day light. I'm not going to risk an injury. I know that bars are going to whip like hell. I'm going to make sure my control is over 9,000. I'm going to just literally lock everything down, make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that I don't get hurt, that I, you know, am moving towards my goal. And if dodging an injury on a particular day is going to help me do that, then that's what I need to do. So, you know, that's really all it is. I believe that the power of your mind is incredible, especially as an athlete, especially, you know, where like powerlifting in itself is a squat, bench, deadlift. You're lifting as heavy as you can. There's so many things that go into bringing yourself up, making yourself stronger, increasing what you can lift. But a lot of it over time becomes a routine. It becomes automatic, or at least that I hope, you know, to instill into my people at least, that they understand that, you know, it's a process. It's like a big circle. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to be in the middle, you know, and it's going to happen over and over and over. Every prep, there's going to be days when you go in and you're like, God damn, I'm beat to shit. Every prep, you're going to have days where I feel really strong and I'm going to hit a PR. Every prep, you should have days where, you know, you're kind of in the middle. You're like, oh, I did decent today. I'm pretty all right with where I was. I'm moving in the right direction, et cetera, et cetera. You know, maybe you go in and you know, you're not feeling strong, so you don't obviously push it, but you just take what you have and make sure your technique is on point, make sure your depth is on point, so that when you are strong, you're able to just hit that weight mindlessly almost. You just do everything automatically. Bottom line is, you know, it's very easy to blame other things around you, but you know, there are going to be times when legitimately things happen. It's unfortunate, and you just have to kind of take it for what it is, take it on the chin and move on. But you know, you have to look at what you don't get mad at what you can't control, right? I'll bring up a video game. I'll bring up Fortnite, for example, right? There's a lot of RNG, so random number generator. There's a lot of randomness to Fortnite. You can land in an area and your opponent finds a shotgun and you find a shitty weapon, right? You find a revolver or a pistol or something, which can actually be decent if you're good with them. And, you know, they run through your team. They just kill everybody, right? They found a tack shotty and you're screwed. There's, you know, it's unfortunate that he found a shotgun, or you might not even find a gun. I don't even get mad when that happens because I can't control that. If I'm in a top 5 situation, you know what I'm saying? And I kill somebody, you know, and then I get third-partied, right? So someone comes out of nowhere when I'm already hurt after a fight, and they try to sweep me up. You know, I can't get mad about that because, I mean, there's always a way to improve. That's what I like about it. Like, that game has like, the skill gap is incredible, and there's, like, always another level that you can achieve. It's kind of like in lifting. There's always, you know, as good, in quotations, that I think that I can get with my meet preps or my attempt selection or my, you know, just kind of philosophy. If you guys know, I'm a very, like, kind of overarching, you know, idea. There's like an overarching idea and philosophy about what I'm doing. You know, like I've said this before, X's and O's are very easy to me, at least, as far as where I've come from. Like I know what training should look like in order to bring somebody in prepared. But the idea and the mentality behind it, like a training program on its own, and a training program with coaching and thought behind it and understanding, fucking 1,000,000% difference between just getting a set program and, you know, everything else that goes behind it. So, now I'm on a tangent. So control what you can control. Try not to be a victim of circumstance. Try not to blame your situation for your lack of performing, rather than just kind of accepting where you're at and do the best that you can with what you have. And at the end of the day, when meet day comes, you hit the platform, you put up your numbers, and you're like, you know what? I did everything that I could with what I had, and you got to be content with that. You need to be happy with that, because there's literally nothing else you could have done. But just blaming shit and blaming this and that or whatever is not gonna, you're literally just gonna stagnate, and that's when, you know, your competitors are gonna pass you and stuff like that. So, alrighty guys, thank you so much for making it this far. I'm gonna try to bang out 2 more videos today, and I'll just upload them, you know, slowly over time. I'm on a roll right now. Sometimes you just get stabbed in the back of the head with a knife that says keys on it, and you just gotta put it out there for your peeps that have been so gracious enough to hit that subscribe button. But alrighty guys, I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.